Hey guys, welcome back to Frenemies. I'm Ian. We're back for more Titans. Last episode, Deathstroke might be in the building terrorizing the Titans. Or somebody said in the comments from last episode that it could be Jericho, or like Jericho maybe working with Slade with Deathstroke. It's a possibility because I mean I'm assuming Jericho isn't dead. Because he's more of a character in the comics, so I don't think they would just show him and then kill him. I mean, they could, but I don't know. I have no idea what they would do for this show. Dick was having issues. He was talking to himself, using Bruce as the figurehead. He was able to talk himself sort of by using Bruce to tell Jason what actually happened. He said that he killed Deathstroke's son. Don't know if that meant he pulled the trigger or if he was indirectly responsible for getting Jericho killed. Rose found out that Jericho was there, that Dick knew Jericho. She's not happy about that. Everybody was blaming Jason for crap going on. He's getting fed up with it, obviously. I mean, he was already dealing with guilt from what was going on before and then from stuff that's going on, that went on in the past with him. So he's ready to jump. Kill himself and kind of like rid people he feels of the poison that he spreads to them. Luckily, well, Dick's there, so he told him the truth about what happened with Jericho. Don't know what's gonna happen from here though. Like I'm pretty sure Jason's not gonna jump. Dick probably hopefully got to him. But yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go from here. I don't know how Jason's gonna react to it. So let's go ahead and see what happens in this episode.
What kind of friends? Girlfriends? Or boyfriends? Everyone likes a guy who finishes their homework.
Oh man. I feel bad for her because she probably, if he's not dead, she thinks he's dead.
Hey, I get it. Not everyone has a family you want to talk about.
I was raised by a borderline psychopath. We don't get to choose our fathers.
Tried everything. Just kill him.
Yeah. Is that strength?
You're home.
I'm sorry I missed your birthday.
No biggie.
Hey. It is. To me.
Dad!
That was Omaha, Mr. Wilson. Sit the fuck down. These people are gonna leave now. There's been a terrible misunderstanding.
Dad, please!
Are you okay?
Jericho?
Call 911! Okay, just finish that. Just stay with me. Stay with me.
Oh. Oh, he stepped.
It was me.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, what, they hire you for your ass? Because it definitely wasn't your brains.
Alright, brother, chill out.
Hey! Watch it, asshole!
Oh, there it is!
That was so rude of me. Please accept this tip.
Thanks.
I have a tiny penis. Good Here.
That was cool.
He's asking
You need
who?
me?
Who what?
Hank.
Hank,
I'm sorry.
Hank what?
look at Jericho.
I don't know what this is about, but I'm gonna dance. Let's dance.
What?
That's not Hank.
So this is like Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Kinda. Hank has no idea. I've rented him out.
No way. I hope this doesn't freak you out.
This is amazing.
No. This is amazing. Sucks to have to give it up.
For real, dude?
You got a problem, asshole?
But it's kind of cool, right? I can be like you.
You will never be like me. If people ever found out that you can do things like this, they will take you away. Never show people what you can do. Promise me, Jericho.
This is who we are.
Titans. And I'm Robin.
We'd love for you to join us. But there's something we need to tell you first.
I haven't exactly been clear with you.
How do you know my dad kills people?
He killed a friend of ours a few weeks ago. Your dad's a hard man to track down. We hit a wall, so I decided to approach you to see if you can help us find him.
He wants to know the truth about his dad. Everything.
Come on, bud.
I lied to you because you've always idolized him. I know how much you love him. I didn't want to take that away from you.
Is she dead? Come on. Oh, dang it. God.
Listen closely.
Kid's good.
I can hear your heartbeat.
Whoa.
Watch closely, son. This is what happens to Titans.
Oh. Oh, you have one too, huh? You're great. Oh! Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. God. What the heck? Oh, God. No, Jer! Ah!
Dawn,
I was wondering if we were gonna have another, like, if we were gonna ever go back to the other part of the flashback stuff, like, if we were gonna see exactly how it went down. I guess I should have figured it was gonna go down that, considering Dick confessed to Jason that he tells him that he killed him, but he more feels responsible. So that is the case. Is he didn't personally kill him, but his choices, Dick's choices, kind of led him to being killed. And I feel like this one had more impact than with Garth. Not to down Garth or anything, but we spent more time with this kid than we did with Garth, even though, you know, Garth was in the episode a decent amount. But we saw more, not just like in the present. Well, at this point in this past episode, in this past time episode, we saw present Jericho's past stuff going on. So we got a little more in depth with him. Even before, like, his throat got slit. I gotta say, that kid, whoever the actor is, I need to look him up now because he is a phenomenal actor. Like, I feel like, I mean, when he was still speaking, I still think he did a great job. But it's almost like whenever he was mute, his performance, like, was elevated, because he has to emote, not just. He has to put emotions in his face. He has to convey it, like, along with. I mean, you can also see, like, in his mannerisms when they're quicker, they're more sharp and heavy. They're like a hit to them. But you can see, it's almost like you can see the emotion more so on his face than if he were to be able to speak. Because, I mean, when we speak, we obviously convey what we feel in our voice as well as. I mean, we use, obviously our face does it as well, but it's almost it feels like, since he can't voice it, his emotions, it has to go somewhere else. Like it's almost like a mixture of frustration that he can't talk, that backs up the fact that, you know, his emotions as well. So that just fuels it even, that adds to it even more. So the actor that he did, oh my god, like in emotional scenes whenever he was in it, and he's, you know, going on talking to when he's talking to the team. I know I had a problem saying that, the team, or his mom, talking about his dad, stuff like that. It's just, I was really close to tearing up. Like this, I feel this was probably my favorite episode this season, I gotta say. Even more so than the Connor episode, at least personally. Like I'm pretty sure I'm not at all the only one, but I really enjoyed this episode. I personally can't really find any. Well, I'm sure if I really go into it, I could find an issue because I mean, no episode's gonna be perfect, but like I don't know, it was just so well done, and the actor for him just he did it for me really well. Like with Calder, god dang it, with Garth, he didn't. I didn't dislike his character. I didn't hate his character or anything. I liked him enough, but I didn't necessarily do it for me. Like I felt bad whenever he died, but I don't know. This just definitely had a more emotional punch to it, and more weight to it. Even though they didn't spend a whole lot of time on like that scene where he's killed, where he gets stabbed. Like they show it happen, and then they show Dick that he sees it and he kind of fades out. He passes out. It just cuts away after that, and then it goes to after whenever they packed up, and as Donna had said before, whenever they first found out that Slade was back, that they basically limped away from this. Donna got massacred, dude. God dang, Slade is a monster. He's a beast. He destroyed everybody that he fought. Like Dick didn't really stand much of a chance. I mean, he held his own for a bit, but one, he was fighting angry and he couldn't focus, and his movements also were going to be like movements and judgments on any kind of thing during that fight would have been clouded but with anger, and it would have gotten he would have basically he'd be getting in his own way. So that didn't help us. Like going against Slade in that kind of mindset is basically suicide. Like it's like already going up against Slade is a task. It's you're courting death, but going in that mindset against Slade, that's just straight up suicide almost. I went off a little bit, but like they didn't focus on that scene so much, but it just carried over throughout it. Like you could feel obviously how it affected the others. Like Hank, Don, they don't almost have anything to do with him. Hank was pissed at him. Like Hank, Don, they showed, we gotta cut ties with this kid. We don't want him to be in the middle of this. They said from basically the get go, like right after the scene with the beach, that they were just like, yeah, he can't be involved. And then, Dick was going to cut ties, but then he sees him with his power, which is really cool that they used it. They brought it in, and I kind of like the effect for it. It was like he was like astral project. I mean, it was like he's passing his conscious on to somebody else, but it's like the effect. It was really cool. Like his astral form, it looked like an astral form going over to somebody else, and I don't think they saw it. I think that's mainly for us to see. Or maybe he sees it, but it's to convey it to us. I'm assuming. Maybe it's just it was too fast for them to really see. But when he sees him use that, he's like, I'm gonna bring him to the team. He can help us against Slade. And Don wasn't happy with it. Hank, as I said, they wanted to keep him safe, but it was Dick kind of made the decision to bring him onto the team, and that kind of got him killed. So yeah, they were understandably pretty upset with him. Like, at least I think it was understandable. Like with the argument that Don and Dick had before, saying you're just gonna manipulate this kid, you're gonna use him. Before, when you said that you were gonna let him, you were gonna stay out of it. You were gonna let him go. You were gonna cut ties, but even the point where like, because I was thinking too, like you told them, like obviously even before she said it, that she's like regretting having told him be Batman, but it's in the back of your mind saying like, you're the one that told him to be Batman, so it's not her fault because he could have just not done it. But he brings it up like, you're the one that told me to be Batman. You told me to do this, and he's just like, I was wrong. She straight up just like, yeah, I was wrong to say that. You should have done. We shouldn't be doing this. So but the only one that was receptive to him was Donna. She was, I'll be in New York if you need a place to stay. I'm always open. My place is open. Yeah, you tell. I mean, we knew before, like in last season, that they still had something there. Still, they were still like a friendship, acquaintanceship, whatever. Something was still left of that. So, and it kind of shows also why Hank was so aggressive and hateful towards him whenever they first meet up in last season. So kind of definitely it lends to last season as well. God dang, what an episode! Like I you knew it was coming, just like with the Garth thing, but it had so much more to it. You waiting on pins and needles. That's the term, right? You like you're tense, waiting for that moment. Then it finally comes, and like you want it to be different. You know it's not going to be, but you want it to be different. Like when the bomb went over, when the bomb went over to like when Dick dodged the bomb and went over towards Jericho. I was like, oh crap, this is what kills him. But I was like, well, isn't this kind of like a flashbang kind of a thing or a concussive grenade, I guess? Because it seemed like it blew them back because Dick was blown back and then he hit his head on the floor. But he went back to try to save Jericho because he saw that it landed near him. Slade, like I know that Slade has always posed a threat to the Titans. Like in any iteration, he's always a massive threat to them. Like he's not easy for them to beat. Like it's either they have to retreat or something's he has to go now because he's retreating. But like I don't know, some mission was complete, like he was buying time or something like that. There's occasion where he's beaten, but not easily, and they don't get away, they don't get out of it without scrapes and some bad injury. But man, like he killed, like Julian's an Amazon, isn't she? Like he killed 3 of them. I mean, I know he's got. We even saw like some of the extent of his strength. Like he threw that dude against the wall, like whenever he's being interrogated. So could he? What was that thing with when his eyes went white? Like, can he like shut down? Could he like control control basically like a shutdown? So during interrogation they can't get anything out of him, and he doesn't feel pain or the pain. I wasn't sure what that was because I mean we saw that wasn't well. That was before the whole? I think before the key grade was that still during Hive? Like what was that? What was he? I'm trying to think of what it was. And then he just gunned everybody down once he got out. And he still had, dark hair. Wasn't really gray in there. But yeah, he killed Julian. So he completed his task. He killed Julian, killed the other 2 or 3, I don't remember. God dang, that Donna Slade fight. Jesus. Like she was doing what she could with that lasso, but it was still kind of leaning more towards Slade, but then when she lost that lasso, it was basically done. Jesus, he basically it's like he nicked it like right by her, under her collarbone, and you could hear it like a crack when he like bent her down. God, she was left crawling. She was left a crawling mess essentially. Like she was trying to get away or get to the lasso, one of the 2. She was left at his mercy. Like he's like, I'm gonna tell you this once. Leave my son alone. He could have killed her right there. He really could have. There was nobody stopping them. Like she had no backup. She didn't tell anybody she was going. I mean, she thought Julian was texting her, so she had no reason really to think that I guess you could say she should have assumed that it could be a trap, but I don't know. By the way, she didn't let anybody know, so there was no backup coming. The only reason she was able to activate her emergency beacon, so that was at least they were able to get to her and help her out. She didn't like bleed out or anything. We finally saw him like actually in action, like fully, essentially in action. Like he destroyed them. God dang, man. I mean, I would think maybe Donna. I don't know. I don't know how. I know Donna's been trained by Amazon, so she should be, an exceptional fighter. And that she wasn't a slouch during the fight. I mean, but she was just going on Slade, and who also has heightened strength. I don't know the extent of her super strength. Between Dick and Donna, I don't know which one was better. If both of them, they were both fighting angry. So if either of them were a little more level-headed, like that's not that is an easy task considering what they've been going through and everything that was like she just seen Julian and 2 or 3 other Amazonians dead on the floor. That was already that added to the whole thing with Garth. So, God dang it, Slade. But he had to be such a good freaking villain and fighter and everything. That scene whenever Slade shows up at his house and you see those the people holding up his family. So either he left entirely to protect his family, to no longer not put them in danger anymore. Because I mean, maybe the people might have still showed up later, even if he's not living there anymore, to hold them against him, and then like call him and have him come over or something. But I don't know. They could leave, and I'm not sure what leaving them how it would exactly protect them if they'd still want to get to Slade by his family. So it's either that or Jericho's mom told Slade to leave and not to come back. Because that seems kind of likely considering talk she had. She called Jericho Slade, and she told him everything that happened. That Jericho found out about Slade, like the truth about him. That he's going to live with the Titans now. Ugh, she's already furious with him and hates him right now. I wonder what did he go and tell her? I kind of wish we got to see what Slade's reaction to that whole thing was. Did we? I don't think. Let me see. I don't think we saw. Pretty sure it cut right afterwards. Yeah, he didn't really show how Slade dealt with it. I don't know. Yeah, I do kind of wish we'd seen that, but yeah, I'm just wondering like what he did afterwards. Did he go tell his ex-wife? I don't. God, I feel so bad for her, man. She just wanted him back, and then this happened. She finds out he's dead, and I don't know. I doubt he would have told her he's the one that did it. I mean, he might. I don't know. I mean, he's probably feeling emotional about it and regret being the one who did it. So he might have told her. He might not feel like he deserves her thinking it was somebody else. That scene with his mom, with Jericho and his mom, and he was telling her that while he was storming out, or before he got to storm out, was telling her that at least they had the guts to tell me the truth about him. You've been lying to me this whole time. See, man, this kid. I said it throughout this whole episode, pretty much. This whole after discussion thing. This kid did a great job. I feel like, god dang, I felt everything, every emotion from him. Like it was. I think he was a great actor. And I really hope he's not actually dead. Like somehow he's alive. Like maybe he has some. Well, I mean, because he got his throat slit, so that didn't necessarily heal. But I mean, the amount of blood that was gushing from it, he should have died. So he might have some. I know his powers are different than Slade's, but he has to have some sort of ability to survive certain injuries. Like I know that they went like the sword like into and through him. I don't know how deep it went, but like it didn't show. I don't think it showed it going through him, but it went pretty deep. So I don't. He could have survived it. And so maybe it is Jericho. I don't know because he tried to save, or he didn't try. He saved Dick. He sacrificed himself to take the sword for Dick. So I don't know if he would hold them responsible. And I don't know if he'd be the one that's taking the pictures of them in the tower. Well, so I know somebody commented like it's a good theory, but from what we've seen, I don't know if that's the case here. It could still be. I don't know. Maybe afterwards he's like because of them I almost died. If he's still alive, I hope he is, just because I really like the actor. I know this is gonna be a real pain to edit. This one was a really good episode. God damn. I really liked seeing just how much Slade cared for his son. Like at that scene whenever we see that before that, whenever he goes to see him when he's mowing the lawn, he's seeing the regret of not being able to see him during his birthday, not being around a lot during while he's growing up, and he even gives him something that he apparently never takes off. And you can see when he hugs him just how much he loves him and how much he regrets not being in his life as much as he wants to be. And you can see that Jericho, he loved his father. He wanted him to be in his life, because when he hugged him back, you could see just how much he actually cared for his dad. Like, he didn't hate him. Well, he didn't push him away at that point. And they could still whenever he was driving him before he found out about his power. It was like at the scene where he found out about his powers. You could see that they were in a good spot. They were, I don't know, something like you could see that there wasn't friction between them, I guess. He's telling him, like, I could be like you. So his mom even said that he looked up to you. I was trying to maintain that when she had told him the lies. But at the scene where he sees that his son's throat has been slit and he's dying, he panics. He's like he's yelling at his wife to call a hospital, and he's telling him, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Just hang in there." So I mean, it was like I felt bad for Jericho, but I actually felt bad for Slade too. Like, they did a pretty good job with that, like humanizing Slade. Like, I already felt bad for him because of his son, but like seeing the emotion and the terror, seeing his son dying, it's just, they did a great job in this episode. I think it's my favorite episode this whole season, probably out of the whole series. Real quick on the way his powers work, like, it seems they have a residual effect as well. Like, they don't just, like, after he leaves, like, he can, I know he can possess them, and he controls their actions and what they say. But it's also when he leaves, it seems like it's like a slight residual effect, because the guy the first guy they showed him using it on, he left, and then he gave him the record, and he's like, he leaves, being like confused, obviously, and he's out a lot of money. I don't know about a lot, but he's out some money. I mean, he was dressed up pretty nicely, so I mean, I don't know. I didn't see how much money he gave, but it seemed like a decent amount. Like, everything that was in his wallet, don't know how much he got in there. And then with not so much with Hank, but when they showed in the scene where where Slade finds out, the guy after he leaves the guy's body, he gets in the truck and drives off. So it's like it influences them a bit. So that's interesting. It's kind of cool. That's good, because I mean that could have gone badly still, or not badly for the other guy, because I mean, I don't know, if I see somebody with an eye patch and looks like that, I wouldn't come out swinging out with the bat and just be like, "Come on, tough guy, let's see what you got, let's see who you are." Like, dude. And apparently he says well, that was because of Jericho, but like, I don't know if Jericho he probably would have figured it out either way, but it was like Jericho saying thank you for your service. I don't know was there like any kind of anything on the truck that would have said that he was that he worked for the military. Also, the bit that kind of was stupid. I hate when they do this. They come out and it's like the dude comes out and "Come on, tough guy," and he's the one, he pulls out a bat. I mean, I know this guy seems tougher than you, but still, you come out saying tough guy and you have a bat, and it's like, dude, come on. But whatever. I loved whenever Dick and them showed Jericho the room with their suits and telling them, showing that they're Titans. I really like seeing just how excited he was meeting them and seeing realizing who they were when he tells them he's Robin. I really like that scene. Just kind of seeing how excited he was. It was kind of how it was with Garth, how he was excited to meet Dick or realize that Dick was Robin. But I liked this one a little bit more. I just thought it was funny that he made Hank dance after he was like, "That's when I vowed I would never dance again," and he made him pull his groin. But I do think that was funny. Dick kind of told him to possess Hank, but out of everything he made him do, he chose to make him dance. I like to see how he pulls up his shirt. Now this is amazing. I really like Jericho's character, man. I really hope he's not actually dead and we see him again. If not this season, I hope they get another one. Have they gotten renewed for a third season? I don't really know, but I really hope if they do that he's brought back at least in the third season. If he's not brought back this one. Also, please don't tell me if he's alive and brought back. If you know somehow, like if it shows in any picture of him, because I try not to look at the pictures, the thumbnails of the next episodes. So if they show that, if there's any title, please don't let me know. I want to find out when they show it. In regards to Slade's abilities, I knew he had heightened strength, and I know he has a healing factor, and he has like heightened agility as well. I don't remember. I think maybe I do remember hearing about it, but I guess I forgot that he has heightened hearing too. He heard Dick's heartbeat and his breathing. That was crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't remember that. I guess. But that was really cool. It's like, I can hear your heartbeats. I can hear you breathing. Like, oh, okay. Well, sorry. In regards to Connor, I mean, I still obviously Connor would still be able to overpower him. I just don't know. Like, and if, I'm wondering what Slade would do to beat Connor, because there's got to be some way he could beat Connor, or else it would be kind of easy if Connor just overpowers him. You know, with the amount of powers he has, he could blow him away. He could freeze him with his breath. He could, laser vision, super strength. I mean, with Superman's abilities, even if it's like a weaker version, like he still would probably be stronger than Slade. So Slade would have to bring like a kryptonite weapon of sorts. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. I don't know where he would get it, but I wouldn't put it past him. He could probably go to Lex Luthor and just like, hey, I need a kryptonite weapon. Give it to him. And the scene when Dick confronts Slade and he tells him you're a monster, he doesn't argue with it. He's like, so are you, just of a different breed. I don't know why that was such a cool like moment right there. Like, not in a good way exactly, because I mean, like, this guy's a bad guy, and it was just, I thought it was a good line, and it was like Slade doesn't deny that, yeah, I'm a monster. There's no disillusions that I'm otherwise, but I own it, and you're another one, but just not like me. And I think he's like kind of saying you're almost worse because like you're manipulating this kid using the father's love to pull him out and use it against him, stuff like that. So I think this is pretty good. This is a pretty good Slade. The act they chose for him. Like, I've still really enjoyed Manu Bennett in Arrow, but I think this guy does a really good job. But he has a freaking gun staff, like an everything staff. Like it was a gun and it had like a knife at the end. Like, Jesus, this is an awesome staff. But like, I mean, it sucks that he has it, because I mean that screwed us over a bit. Because he not only luckily he didn't hit Dick when he was shooting at him, but first he stabbed him in the leg, and then he like stabs him right here in the shoulder, which kind of slows Dick down a bit, because I mean he's got to put weight on that leg. But yeah, I think that's all I got, guys. Like, Jesus, I really, really love this episode. It was so well done, in my opinion. Like, I think my favorite parts are probably, well, apart from the fight scenes, the part where, oddly or sadly enough, where he beats them. Like, I just thought that was pretty well done, for most parts. Again, I don't know. I'm not really like, well taught in terms of choreography, but from what little I know, I thought it was just really well done. But I think my favorite scenes were obviously honestly with whenever Jericho's in them, whenever he's excited or upset, angry, looking like he's on the brink of tears while he's signing what he's to everybody. I really enjoy this actor, and again, I really hope he's not dead and that he's brought somewhere in the episode of this for the show again. Yeah, assuming next episode we're gonna come back to with Jason and them, like when they're on the roof of the building. Hopefully, we can go back to the team. We can tell them. Well, they know, not tell them, but like tell the rest of them, like Rachel, Corey, and Gar. Somehow we gotta work together, because I mean, if Slade's in this tower, we're not gonna have a good time of it, because last time didn't go very well. I mean, they've had a little more time a little more time for experience, but I mean, Slade still beat Dick whenever he fought them in the building that Jason was, where he was holding Jason hostage. So I don't know. They really gotta work together. I mean, we have Rachel, we have Connor, and we have Star. I mean, last time we had Star too, but with those three, like, we could stand a chance against Slade. I mean, it should be a no-brainer that they could beat Slade with these three, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna question Slade's ability, because I mean, we saw just how well he can fight and just that he destroyed them. So I don't know. We'll see what happens next episode. But for now, guys, that's it for this week's episode of Titans. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out more of our stuff, be sure to hit the button right here. You can just check out what else we have at our channel. If you want to stick around for next week's episode, be sure to subscribe. Also, if you want to support us, make sure to check out our Patreon. You can get access to polls to vote on what shows you want us to react to when we get replacements, early access videos, stuff like that. Link for that will also be in the description down below. Again, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you next week.